Hi, Carol. Good afternoon here, just in front of the airport. Blue skies. It is a warm Thursday afternoon. You see all the traffic streaming behind me. You would never know. A lot of the glass panes have already been replaced in this airport. You wouldn't know what had happened here just 2 nights ago. Let me bring you up to speed, also just underscore some of the headlines you just rolled through here from Istanbul. A lot of new information today, beginning with the fact from the senior Turkish official to CNN. This source telling us, that, as you said, that there is strong evidence that these 3 suicide bombers came here into Turkey from the ISIS stronghold of Raqqa in Syria maybe a month ago. In fact, they've locked down a specific apartment where they were renting for the last month. One of the bombers actually left behind on accident, or perhaps not, his passport, and it was a Russian passport, and that's how they've begun connecting the dots. You mentioned ISIS leadership, and also according to the senior Turkish source, that it was actually the ISIS leaders themselves who were helping plan this particular attack here at the airport. And also significant that the suicide vests, the explosives that they brought in and ultimately detonated right in front of this airport and just inside, apparently were made from outside of Turkey, would have been made from someone separate, specifically a bomb maker, a sophisticated bomb maker, and then would have brought them in, and these 3 bombers would have used them. Again, yes, these 3 bombers, we've learned the nationalities here today. You mentioned one is from Russia, specifically the Black Sea region of Dagestan. And if that sounds familiar, when we were covering the Boston bombing just a couple of years ago, those Tsarnaev brothers, they had briefly lived in Dagestan before then moving to the United States. Also significant today, we have seen video from a Turkish TV station, Haberturk, and it shows one of these 3 attackers reportedly shooting one of the security officers, one of the police officers just in front of the airport, who asked to show ID. Reportedly, he was asking one of the attackers to show his ID, and that is when he opened fire. And then just, of course, lastly, the death toll has risen to 43, and 94 people, Carol, 94 are still being treated here at the hospital. Yeah, let's go back to that senior Turkish source who's been talking to CNN and giving us a lot of information just this afternoon here in Istanbul. Number one, to your point, absolutely, that this strong evidence, quote unquote, that these 3 bombers who were here, holed up in an apartment in the Istanbul suburbs for the last month, they would have come in from outside of Turkey, as you pointed out. It's strong evidence that they have come in from the ISIS stronghold that is Raqqa in Syria, holed themselves up in an apartment for the last month. Again, according to the senior Turkish source, we know that the explosive devices that they used here in the Istanbul airport, the suicide vests, those were made outside of Turkey. Those were brought in. That would have been made from the bomb maker, then used by these 3 attackers who then blew themselves up. And again, yes, just underscoring your point, this, according to this source, was directed by ISIS leadership. That is significant. Also underlining the nationalities. We don't know the why entirely yet, or really the who as far as IDs, but the nationalities: Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, and then you also have the 3rd, the Russian, specifically from Dagestan. There's also video that's emerged from this Turkish TV channel, Haberturk, that appears to show one of the attackers reportedly shooting one of the security officials. You know, you have to go through metal detectors just, Kate, to enter inside the front door of this airport. And so as that was happening, you see the video of one of these attackers appearing to shoot one of these security officers as he's asking, as per protocol, for this person to show his ID. The death toll, it has risen to 43, and 94 people, Kate, are still being treated here in Istanbul hospitals. Yeah. Yeah, I was just talking to a security specialist, and he raised a fascinating point. When we talk about diversion tactics, right? So these terrorists, they wanted to maximize casualties. So you have these 3 bombers. The first guy goes in, he gets in, he's right around security, and he blows himself up, which then allows, according to what I'm understanding, the second to go in, start shooting, And then the second bomb goes off. Then finally, as in this sort of fog of explosions and smoke, everyone, your natural instinct is then to rush outside, and that third bomber is waiting for them just outside of those doors to then detonate his suicide vest to maximize casualties there. Number one, it underscores the technical abilities of these terrorists and also their appetite to kill. Kate.